Today is December 26th. I said 26th. Today's December 22nd, and this is episode 47 of Pull Up the Tape. My name is Michael DeLu, and let's get into the politics, all right? So, yesterday night on Monday Night Football, the Cincinnati Bengals were able to defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? And honest to God, this might have been one of, if not the worst performance I've ever seen by the Pittsburgh Steelers all season long. It was for sure the worst first half performance I've ever seen. I'm going to just start spitting out not random numbers, but just facts and figures that occurred yesterday that just made me think, like, this cannot be real. I didn't start watching the game until the second half because I was working out. So I turn on the TV. The Steelers are down 17-0. Not only are they down 17-0, the analysts and the play-by-play announcers informed me that the Steelers have not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, but 7 passing yards in the first half. 7 passing yards in the first half. And that just made me think, what exactly is... Now, I knew what it was. Big Ben was playing like trash. But it's the thing is, it just doesn't make sense for him to be playing this bad at this time, at this point of the season as well. When you have a team like Cleveland who continues to win games. And honestly, they play Cleveland the last game of the season. If Cleveland can win, the Steelers have the Colts next, which I don't think they're going to win. The Steelers have the Browns next, which I don't think they're going to win, but that's a good chance of them losing. If the Browns win out and the Steelers lose their next 2 games, they're going to end up with the same record, and I believe the Browns would have the tiebreaker. Don't quote me on that. But honestly, the Steelers have just so many different deficiencies that have just been exposed over the past month. It started with the Ravens game. All right, peep this. So the Ravens are down to their 3rd string quarterback and somehow almost find a way to win the game. Why? Because the Steelers offense was so fucking sloppy, so many drop passes, so many penalties, turnover, just so many things that an elite offense like Kansas City, Buffalo, Arizona just doesn't do. Drops, that's not something they do. Turnovers, that's not something they do. Penalties, that's not something they do. So the Steelers have honestly, the Steelers have lost 3 games in a row, but I honestly count the way they played. They played so bad against the Ravens that I want to count that as a loss, all right? So it seems like every single week it's a different thing. And I'm gonna go over that the four game losing streak that I have some figures I want to throw out there. But before I get to that, each week it's something completely different. Against Washington, they couldn't. Now that I'm gonna get to actual losses. Against Washington, they couldn't get 1 yard, and they couldn't muster up any offense on the ground whatsoever. And that's not partly, James Conner's hurt. But I don't even think he was hurt that game. He's hurt now, but I don't think he was hurt that game. And he actually played, and they didn't muster up any sort of offense on the ground to help Big Ben at all. Against the Bills, their defense just wore down. And yesterday against the Bengals, Big Ben just played like ass cheeks. He was terrible. And honest to God, you cannot win in the NFL if your quarterback plays the way he did yesterday. It was terrible. It was bad. Like in the first quarter, he fumbles the ball. And it literally, he fumbles the exchange, and the ball literally flies forward, and the defense just picks it up. The ball literally flies forward, and the defense literally just picks it up. It was literally the craziest center to quarterback exchange I've ever seen in my life. It's just like, for sure, if Shaqtin' a Fool was a thing in the NFL, that play would have been on it. Jesus. From what I've seen from the Steelers the past month, they're not winning any playoff game. They're going to make it to the playoffs, but realistically, I don't see them winning whoever they play in the first round, I don't see them beating. They can't beat. We already seen that they can't beat the Bills. They cannot beat the Chiefs. I don't know if they'll be able to beat the Browns in the playoff game. I know for a fact they can't beat the Titans. The Titans will punch them in the fucking mouth. I know for a fact they can't beat the Colts. I honestly do not see the Pittsburgh Steelers winning any playoff game. And here's why I don't see them winning a playoff game. And it's more so not because of them. It's something that's out of their control. The injuries. They have so many injuries that their defense is on its last thread. Like their defense is literally on its last thread. They have no elite athletes at the linebacker position, or that have quality game experience to where it would lend me to believe that they can stop somebody's running game, or they can stop. Like Travis Kelce would have a field day against this defense. Travis Kelce would have a field day against this defense. Josh Allen would have a field day against. He did. I already never thought they were good to begin with, but obviously now that the injury bug has bit this team, I definitely don't think they're going anywhere. Honestly, I do not think they're going anywhere whatsoever. So this skid started with the weird game against the Ravens. So in these 4 games, in the past month of games that they've played, they've averaged under 20 points in every single game. They've scored over 20 points in under 20 points in every single game. They're averaging 16.3 points as opposed to their opponents, who's averaging 28.8 points. Not their opponents, as opposed to 28.8 that they were averaging in 11 games in the first 11 games that they played. So when they went 11-0, they're averaging 28.8. The past 4 games that they've lost, not the past 4, the past 4 games they've played, one that they shouldn't have lost, they shouldn't have won, but won, and the 3 they lost, they've averaged 16.3 points per game. The first 11 games, they were up on the turnover margin by 12 plus. The last 4 games, -4. Tape tells that they're 2 different teams. I don't know what the hell happened before that Ravens game, but from then until now, this team has been terrible. Straight up. Their offense couldn't convert on 3rd and 1s. So many incompletions. The Bengals defense looked incredible. Why? Because Pittsburgh offense was that shitty. It was literally that bad. They're losing players on defense. They're losing players on offense. All Juju wants to do is fucking dance and make TikToks and get his head wrung off. I seen on like literally, I love Juju Smith. Seen him play in high school. Fight on. He's like one of the best receivers to ever play for the USC Trojans. I've literally seen this dude like literally come up to where he is now. Bro, I have so much love and respect for him. I remember the day that he committed to USC. I was in my math class at El Camino College. Him and Dory Jackson committed to USC the same day, same time, whatever. And I got the tweet on my phone, and I was lit. Like, I was lit as hell. So I have nothing but love for this dude. And, you know, obviously I'm never going to encourage somebody not to be themselves or anything like that. But I don't know. Ever since, like, this TikTok thing has got big where he's dancing on the middle of the field, like, man, like, honestly, I feel like it brings unnecessary attention, unnecessary heat. And it's like, man, honestly, like, if you're going to do that, you have to show up a lot of people are going to a lot of people are going to take that as genuine disrespect. So if that's how you're going to come to the games and what you're going to be on before the game, bro, you got to come and show up every single game to play. 2 catches for 15 yards is not cutting it. No, 3 catches. 3 catches for 15 yards is not cutting it. Not cutting it at all, Juju. Not cutting it. I expect more from him, and he needs to actually show up and like be ready to play. Like I said, 3 catches for 15 yards is not it at all. Juju this season hasn't had a game where he received for more than 93 yards. Guess how many TikToks this dude has made? 95. Jesus. All right, so enough about how bad the Steelers are. Let me actually show the Bengals some love and some praise. Ryan Finley, 7 of 13, 89 yards, 1 touchdown through the air. Giovanni Bernard, 25 carries, 83 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. Ryan Finley, 10 carries, 47 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground. Wow. AJ Green, 2 catches, 40 yards. T. Higgins, 3 catches, 31 yards. Giovanni Bernard, 1 catch, 14 yards, and a touchdown. So Ryan Finley had a passing touchdown through the air and a rushing touchdown. Giovanni Bernard, rushing touchdown, receiving touchdown. Big Ben, 20 of 38 for 170 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That's almost, oh my God, that's disgusting. It's almost 50% completion percentage. That's so bad. Benny Snell, 18 carries, 84 yards, 1 touchdown. Deontay Johnson, 8 receptions, 59 yards. Chase Claypool, 3 receptions, 54 yards. Juju Smith-Schuster, 3 catches for 15 yards. All right, so the Steelers have to get it together, but I honestly don't think they will. Just being honest. The Bengals, I mean, it's not like they're playing for anything anyways. They've been eliminated since the playoffs since I don't know when. I mean, I didn't think with Joe Burrow. I honestly think they could have won 5 or 6 games. Without him, no, don't. That dude is the truth. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say about the Steelers, man. I hope they. I'm not gonna say I hope they get it together because I don't care for the Steelers. I actually hate the Steelers. The Steelers and the Cowboys might be the 2 organizations I hate the most in the NFL. Yeah, might be the 2 organizations I hate the most in the NFL. So seeing them lose doesn't make me. I mean, seeing them lose makes me happy, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. So, I'm really disappointed that I have to actually address this and talk about this because this seems like, I don't know, you really don't expect a 61-year-old man to have Twitter fingers. And that seems to be the case in this situation. All right. So it's no secret that Kentucky is struggling right now. Right. So honestly, Kentucky is like the Alabama of football for college basketball. Like they're good every single year. They have a great recruiting class every single year. If they don't have the top recruiting class, they're going to have a top 5 recruiting class. So what's happening right now is kind of like new to me to see. Like I, honest to God, have never seen this since I started watching college basketball. And I've been watching college basketball for about like 10 years now. And I think like the first season I truly pay attention to it was Anthony Davis's freshman year at Kentucky. Was that his freshman year? Yeah, that was his freshman year. That's when I started watching. And I remember the next year, Christian Wofford hits a game winner against Kentucky, and when they had Victor Oladipo. So, again, Kentucky is historically really good at – well, not historically. Since John Calipari took over the program, they've been over this era, they've been very, very good. And they're not doing very good right now. Actually, they're on to their worst start program history since 1926. They're 1-5 right now. 1-5. They've lost to some suspect teams as well. So, yeah, they have a lot to figure out. And against UNC, Cam Fletcher, the freshman, had an emotional breakdown on the bench. And here's my thing about that. He's probably 18 or 19 years old. You know, he's frustrated. They're losing. You know, when you commit to Kentucky, you're not thinking that you're going to start off the season 1-5. Like that's for sure probably the last thing you're thinking. So they start off the season 1-5, and I know for a fact from what I remember reading, he only played 2 minutes that game. So his team, he's a 5-star recruit. He only gets 2 minutes in a game against another really good program, UNC, which he wants to play and, you know, help his team win and show out and blase. He doesn't get to do either of those things. You know, he lets his emotions get the best of him, breaks down, starts crying on the bench. I'm not gonna show the video of him crying because I don't want to embarrass the kid. One, there's grown ass men, right? There's grown ass men that are 40, 50, 60 that don't know how to don't know how to control their emotions. So I think it's a little sus and odd that people are, clowning it, not clowning this kid, but that this is kind of being blown into this really big deal. Because I mean, at 18 you're still very, very young. Like, I don't care what anybody says. 18 is low-key, not even low-key, it's still a baby. I don't feel like you're grown until you're like 21, 22, 23. That's, I mean, I think, okay, at that point, you're not a kid anymore. You're not a kid anymore. So he's 18, 19. He's a kid in my eyes. I don't think he should be getting what happened to him, which I'm going to discuss. I don't think should have happened. I feel like this along with, for example, what happened with D'Angelo Russell his rookie season when the Nick Young thing. I think moments like this and that are teachable moments. I don't think the Lakers should have traded him, and I don't think that this kid should have been asked to take a step away from the program, which is exactly what was asked of him by John Calipari. I'm gonna read his statement that he posted on Instagram. Hope all is well, BBN. I want to apologize to the BBN, my teammates, and my coaches. I also want to provide clarity on what happened at the end of yesterday's game. I was frustrated and let my emotions get the best of me. I always feel like I can help the team. I am a team player, and it hurts to see my team struggle. That's why I was frustrated and my emotions peaked. There is no excuse for my behavior at all. I just want to make sure everyone know I'm fully committed to this program and willing to do whatever I'm asked by my coaches. I will never let this happen again, and this mistake in no way reflects who I am. I made a mistake, and I take full ownership. Again, I want to apologize to BBN, my teammates, and coaches. Stay with us. We're going to get this right. All right, so I want to commend him. For real, because it takes a man to own up to your mistakes and deal with the consequences. That's what separates men from boys. Boys don't, men do. So the fact that, and this is well wrote, well spoken, whatever. He portrayed the right thoughts and everything. So props to him for taking blame and all that stuff. Now, what happened to him, I don't think should have happened to him. And I think that's really, like, fucked up. And John Calipari asked him to step away from the team, which I think that was, here's the thing. I don't know the severity of everything that happens inside the Kentucky locker room, so I'm not going to say whether John Calipari was right or wrong for what happened. But I do for to ask him to step away because we only know what we saw, which was his outburst on the bench. We don't know what else could have happened in the sideline, in the locker room, and any of that stuff. At practice, nothing. So John Calipari asked him to step away from the team. And then he goes on to tweet, which doesn't make sense to me. We have asked Cam Fletcher to take some time and step away from the team. He needs to reflect and to do some soul searching to get his priorities in order. Any attitude or actions that is detrimental to this team will not be tolerated. That goes for everyone on the team. We have a culture that's been built over the last 11 years, and it will not change. He capitalized, and it will not change. Through good times and bad times, this culture is meant to change individuals and change maturity levels. This hurts our team, but this is about Cam and his future. I talked to Cam and his mother, and they know I care about him and love him, but they also understand that there are changes that need to be made. It is his job to decide whether he can perform within this culture on and off the court. First of all, nigga, fuck you. If you did this, if you went on Twitter and threw my son under the bus like this, I personally would come to that school and beat your ass. One, there's no reason for a 61-year-old man to have Twitter fingers. I think this is I don't even understand. Nobody can explain to me, can give me a valid reason as to why he should go on social media and say what he said about this young man. It just seemed like he was throwing him under the bus. And first of all, I think he was throwing him under the bus. Two, I don't even think this is anything that should be even discussed via Twitter. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, at all. Like, I don't even understand what he gained by doing this. Maybe if he would have been asked about this at a press conference or, post interview after practice or something like that, yeah, he could have addressed it or whatever. But to tweet this, I don't know about that one. don't know about that one. 61-year-old man with Twitter fingers. I don't like that at all. I'm with you, Cam. Learn from this moment. Come back stronger. That's pretty much all I have to say. I don't fuck with John Calipari for that. That seemed weak, spineless, gutless, and just trash. Like, he's 18, 19, bro. It's not the end of the world if he starts crying on the bench. But again, I don't know exactly what happened in practice or if anything else has transpired with him. So who knows? This could have been the straw that broke the camel's back. We don't know. And finally, the NBA season is here. Yes! First game of the season is in about, if I'm not mistaken, 5 hours from now. This episode should be releasing at 12, so 5 hours from now. This point in the episode, it should be like, yeah. The Warriors are taking on the Nets. I'm really excited for the storylines that's going to take place within that one. KD's playing against his former team. The Warriors are finally getting their first crack at KD since he left. Oh, man, it's going to be electric. Oh, man, I cannot wait. And the Lakers are playing the Clippers. Oh, bravo to the NBA for making this happen again. There's no other matchup I want to see besides the Lakers playing the Clippers on day one of the season. Thanks for making that happen. I can't wait. The Lakers are going to dominate. I can't wait to analyze this game tomorrow. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. That's going to conclude episode 47 of Pull Up the Tape. I want to thank everybody for listening, rocking with me, tuning in. Viral, movie, Favi. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke.